It's the hammer! He's real! Dude, take my picture!
What's up, YouTube? It's the Hammer here, and today I am ranking all of the Modern Warfare 2 Assault Rifles. Before I go ahead and kick off this list, I want to give a quick shout out to Activision for not listening to their community and listening to their wallets instead. Now that that's out of the way, let's get things rolling. Kicking off my list is, you guessed it, the M16. I don't even know where to start with this thing. The iron sights feel wrong, and if I'm being completely honest, I'd rather use a Super Soaker in a gunfight than use this piece of dog shit. It has bouncy recoil, it's very inaccurate, and if you have this gun Orion, you need to go touch some grass. It is hands down the worst gun in the game. Even trying to get clips with this thing almost made me smash another controller. If you've killed me with this in multiplayer, don't let me catch you on the streets. This iteration of the M16 is by far the worst M16 I've seen in a Call of Duty, or even a video game for that matter. Coming in at number 10, we have the STB-556. I know some people like this piece of dog ass, but personally I just can't get behind it. Come to think of it, the whole STB line of guns in Modern Warfare 2 can suck a fat bowl of camel dicks. Normally, when you think about the AUG, you think happy thoughts. You think, wow, I'm about to put in some work. But the iron sights take up about half of your screen, the damage is whack, and everything about this gun just utterly sucks. Now, the AUG was one of my favorite guns to use in Modern Warfare 2019, but the MW2 version makes me want to commit seppuku. If you actually like using this thing, you probably still drink Bud Light. My next pick might be a little bit of a hot take, but at number 9 I placed the M13B. I love the idea of an AR in an SMG's body, don't get me wrong. But when I get in gunfights with this thing, I feel like Hasbulla every time he tries to punch somebody 3 times his size. I couldn't even tell you how many times I've been outgunned by pistols, or even stabbed in the face, shooting somebody point blank with this thing. The handling is great, and the recoil is pretty manageable, but if you use this gun at a range longer than 10 feet, just let the enemy kill you. You're not going to win. Even hitting headshots won't help you much. If the M13B did slightly more damage, it would easily rank higher on this list, but for now, this gun can just die in a hole. Next up on today's list is the Lockman 556. Now personally, I like using this gun in some situations, but that being said, this gun just feels like a fat bitch in a skinny girl's body. You'd think since it's an MP5 variant, you'd be quick with it, but it's just too slow, and has a little too much kick. This thing definitely needs more mobility and handling to be viable. The only redeeming factors to this gun is the amount of customization options you have. Other than that, if you can control the recoil and don't mind moving around the map slower than Lizzo going up some stairs, you can put in some work with this gun. Alright, now we're getting into some juicy guns. Coming in at number 7, I placed the Chimera. It's definitely a fun weapon to use, but the lack of range and unpredictable recoil makes this thing get outclassed by most other guns at a range. It's a pretty sexy looking gun, I'll give it that, but you don't get a lot of customization options with this gun. If you like stealth builds, the integrated suppressor and the lack of skulls when you kill an enemy might suit your playstyle. Up close, this gun absolutely fucks, but the rest of the guns on this list just simply outclass the Chimera. Up at number 6, I placed the classic AK-47, or the quote-unquote cast-off 7.62. Great gun, but just handles a little too slow for me. Not to mention the bouncy recoil. And don't even get me started on the slow fire rate. Or the shitty iron sights. An optic is pretty much necessary to put in work with this thing. If you want to use this thing, you might as well just use the RPK for the better damage, range, and ammo capacity. Another bonus with this gun is having customization options out the ass. You really don't even need to put a camo on it, just make it look like an AK-47. But overall, it is a pretty well balanced gun, it just doesn't sit right with me. Up next at number 5 is the classic M4 Assault Rifle. Now I love the M4, But this game's iteration feels a little bit off. The iron sights are sexier than Selena Gomez on a Friday night, but fire off too many rounds with this gun and it kicks to the side harder than a roided out donkey. Other than that, I love the customization on this weapon, and it has great mobility. This gun can suit pretty much any sweaty playstyle you might have. You can almost never go wrong when rocking the M4, but if it wasn't for the horizontal kick, this gun would easily make my top 3. Next up at number 4 is the Cast-Off-74U. Now this is an AR in an SMG's body. Hits hard, great handling, and lets you get around the map pretty quickly. Just like the rest of the Cast-Off line, the iron sights make me want to shit the bed, but it's not as bad as the 7.62. And it's nothing a red dot sight can't fix. If you're feeling extra fruity, you can even throw on a 20 round mag for that extra boost in mobility, or throw on a bigger barrel and a heavier stock and turn this gun into a better Cast-Off 7.62. If you want to have a fun night with no strings attached, try rocking the Cast-Off-74U. Kicking off the top 3 on my list is the Cast-Off 545. Pre-patch, this gun was absolutely atrocious. I would rather sniff Jack Black farts out of a straw than use this thing pre-patch. But as of right now, it is easily one of the best guns in the game. Not only does it have the damage of the Cast-Off 7.62, but it has the mobility of the 74U variant. Unfortunately, it still has the dog water iron sights, so you have to rock a sight on this gun. My only other complaint is how the Cast-Off 545 performs at longer ranges. If you want to turn Call of Duty on easy mode, use this gun. Coming in at number 2 is pretty much every Warzone streamer's main bitch, the ISO Hemlock. This gun could arguably even be number 1, but I can't cheat on my main bitch. The iron sights are clunky, but if you can control the recoil on this thing, it hits harder than Mike Tyson on cocaine. If you're feeling extra spicy, you can even throw on blackout rounds to shred through the competition. Even after the recent nerf we just got, you can't even notice that much of a difference. And in Warzone, if someone's shooting you with this and you don't have it, you might as well just log off the game for the night and cry yourself to sleep. Rounding off the list at number 1 is my bottom bitch, the TAC 56. If I was legally allowed to marry a firearm, I would marry this godsend in a heartbeat. It easily has the cleanest iron sights in the game, hits hard, has great range, and the list goes on and on. Throw on an Edge 47 grip, a more mobile stock, maybe even a laser, then watch as the bad guys beg for mercy as you bend them over and blast them away. For a little more spice in your life, you can also use overpressurized rounds just to make them flinch even more. All you have to do when you use this gun is sit back in that greasy ass chair of yours and watch all the rage quits happen before your eyes. If you agree with me on this, then you are definitely a Sigma. Well, that's going to wrap up my list for today, ladies, gentlemen, and Apache attack helicopters. Let me know in the comments if you agree with me or if you think I'm a brain-dead weeb for ranking the guns this way. And if you like the video, go ahead and subscribe. It's free. And I'll love you forever, even if you're a liberal. It's the Hammer, out.